our dear viewers, and welcome to our show Diet Myths. Now, many of us have had many problems with our digestive health or our colon, for example. So we know that there are a great number of people here in Kuwait suffer from irritable bowel syndrome, or they have constant bloating or upset stomach, and sometimes their immune system is even low. So anytime they have certain foods, they are very easily prone to food poisoning. And the two types of bacteria that really help with this are the pre and the probiotics. So today I'll be talking to you about the pre and the probiotics, their health benefits, what foods we can find them in, and whether or not you actually might need supplementation for some of them.
In most cases, the organisms in our food get mashed around in the mouth, then hit the roller coaster that takes them rapidly into our stomach. The stomach is not a particularly inviting place. Acid is produced in large quantities when we eat. This helps to protect our body and to break down food, and it kills many bacteria that we ingest, including many of the milk fermenters present in dairy products. However, some bacteria, such as these probiotic lactobacilli and bifidobacteria, can survive the acid by having a protective shield, shown here as a halo. This protection can be provided by milk and food, or by leaving the stomach rapidly with the liquid part of the meal. More than half of the world's population, and especially people in Asia, have a bacterium called Helicobacter pylori living in their stomach. Some strains of this bacterium are pathogenic. They are acquired from several sources, including contaminated water. This bacterium can burrow into the walls of the tissue and produce urease and toxin that damages cells, causing painful ulcers and sometimes cancer. Antibiotic treatment can cure some cases of Helicobacter colonization, but in others, the bacteria either resist the killing or return again once the treatment is over. Probiotic bacteria may help in the reduction of these Helicobacter, perhaps by attacking them with antibiotic-like weaponry called bacteriocins, or dislodging them. However, more research is needed to understand this process, while clinical trials will help determine which patients may benefit from ingesting certain types of probiotic bacteria. The dead organisms, along with the probiotic bacteria and surviving fermenter microbes, move towards the intestine, where they come into contact with bile salts, which kill many of the milk fermenter microbes. Many probiotic bacteria can resist these harmful effects, and so they survive and continue their journey. The next stage takes the bacteria down through tissue tunnels into the small intestine. This region of the body is usually over 30 feet or 9 meters in length. It has structures called villi and microvilli, which absorb nutrients from food and form a major defense against disease. The small intestine is home to billions of bacteria, the microbiota, including bifidobacteria and lactobacilli, which play a critical role in keeping us healthy through degrading food, counteracting bad bacteria, and modulating the immune response. Many questions need to be studied, such as what types of bacteria live here, how they communicate with each other and influence the way we feel, as well as whether probiotics can prevent or alleviate certain diseases.
So let's look at both pre and pro and look at what they actually mean. So the probiotic is the bacteria that actually makes our gut very happy. It eases with digestion, it helps our gut break down food and makes us all very happy inside. So you have reduced bloating, you have reduced cramps and gases, and everything just functions. And like you've heard probably many times, we have the good bacteria and the bad bacteria in our gut. So the probiotics, these are the good bacteria that we want to increase. The prebiotics are actually the food that the bacteria or the probiotic live on. So for probiotics to continue multiplying in size and in numbers, they actually need to be taking in some prebiotics. Now, prebiotics are very commonly found in many foods, and we'll be talking about that later on. But unless you have sufficient number of probiotics, but prebiotics don't actually do us any good. Now, the idea of prebiotics is that they're found mostly in carbohydrates, and that's because carbohydrates contain fiber. And now the fiber in those special types of foods is not digested, so our system does not know how to break it down and finds it very difficult to break down these fibers. So the bacteria, in return, go ahead and break down this fiber themselves or have it as food themselves. Now, of course, you're probably thinking, can I get the pre and the probiotics from food? Yes, you can get both of them from food. There are many different types of food. Please stay tuned. We're going to talk about them next. Welcome back, our dear viewers. So let's take a look at the prebiotics and where you can get them from food. Now, like I said previously, prebiotics are actually found in abundance in terms of food. So you can actually get them from beans and legumes. So things like lentils and broad beans and chickpeas, they all contain a decent amount of prebiotics and, of course, the fiber that our bodies can't digest. Oats are the same thing, and so are things like artichokes and perhaps other types of beans and fruit. So like I said, they're easily found in many different types of food. You don't really need to work hard to get in prebiotics. As long as you're consuming foods that are high in fiber, so things like high fiber cereals and oats, many different grains, you can be assured that you're getting plenty of prebiotics. But when it comes to probiotics, it might be a bit difficult. Now, these bacteria are very sensitive to heat, and they are usually found in a lot of dairy products, and not any type of dairy products, but fermented dairy products. And of course, the first one that comes to mind is yogurt. Now, the issue with yogurt is due to many market regulations, you can't sell any yogurt or other dairy product unless you pasteurize it. Now, the process of pasteurizing requires you to boil or to heat that substance to a very high heat. Therefore, you're killing all the bacteria, the good and the bad. Therefore, with yogurts, you don't really tend to get all the amounts of probiotics you want, unless your yogurt actually is labeled BioLive or actually contains some form of added probiotic.
Top 10 foods with the highest amounts of probiotics. Stick around, you won't want to miss it. Probiotics are good bacteria which play a very important role in our digestive, metabolic, and immune systems. Therefore, eating probiotic-rich foods will help you towards leading a healthier life. Okay, let's start it. Number 1, yogurt. Maybe the best known for its probiotic benefits. Make sure you look for yogurts made with all natural ingredients. Second comes miso soup. It's a traditional Japanese first course, made using miso, which is fermented soybean paste. At number 3 comes kefir. Although it's similar to yogurt, kefir has the advantage of being 99% lactose-free. Number 4, sauerkraut. Made from fermented cabbage, it's extremely rich in healthy live cultures. Whole grain breads and sourdough bread take the number 5 spot. The San Francisco famous bread loaf contains tons of probiotics that may aid digestion. Number 6, pickles. Believe it, the common green pickle is an excellent food source of probiotics. Next, number 7, soft cheese. Research has found lactobacillus strains in some of fermented soft cheeses, such as Gouda. Number 8, tempeh. Made from soy protein, tempeh is a versatile meat substitute that's full of vitamin B12 and probiotics. In 9th place comes kimchi, a popular Korean side dish. Kimchi is fermented and pickled cabbage that can be pretty spicy. Filled with vitamins, calcium, and probiotics, it's a delicious way to stay healthy. At last, number 10, dark chocolate. Probiotics may be present in high-quality dark chocolate, sometimes up to 4 times more than in other dairy products.
Now, you need to make sure when you're getting a type of yogurt that markets itself as a yogurt that has probiotics in it, for them to name the strand of bacteria or probiotic available in it. Other fermented drinks, like for example vinegar, In Asia, they use a lot of kimchi, other things like pickles. Because they are fermented, this good bacteria increases in them. But then again, you need to make sure that it hasn't been, put in high heat, because that's when the bacteria dies. So you really need to make sure that if it has been pasteurized or if it has been exposed to high heat, that they went ahead and re-added the good bacteria in it. And like I said, they should actually name the strand of bacteria if they are marketing it as a probiotic food. Now, of course, we can get the probiotic from supplements, so please stay tuned because we're going to talk about them next. Welcome back, our dear viewers. So taking a look at supplements, yes, probiotics are available in abundance when it comes to supplements, but you really need to be careful about what supplement you're looking to pick up the shelf. First of all, you need to be getting these supplements as a referral from a healthcare provider, just to make sure. And don't forget that probiotics are, like I said previously, types of bacteria, but they're not all the same. So there are different types of probiotics that help with different things. There are some probiotics that could help you with a problem like diarrhea, while others could actually help ease something like constipation. For people that have continuous gas or bloating, they can actually take a different type of probiotics. So each type of bacteria is responsible for something else. And this is where your healthcare provider can help lead you to the type of bacteria you need. Therefore, when you're buying a probiotic supplement, don't buy one that just says probiotics. Make sure it labels what type of bacterial strand it has, how many units of that bacteria each capsule contains, as well as the expiry date or refrigeration requirement if needed. So some bacteria thrive more in colder environments, therefore the capsule needs to be refrigerated. If a bottle does not need to be refrigerated, that doesn't mean that it's any less powerful or not as good as the refrigerated one. It just differs from one type of bacteria to another. Again, if you are someone that is used to eating a lot of fermented foods, if you have the ability of making something like yogurt or leban at home, then you are getting a decent amount of probiotics. Pickling food is another great way of getting your probiotics if you're not into supplements. But please do keep in mind that we could counter the effects of probiotics if we are not eating an overall healthy diet. So foods that are high in sugar, high in fats and acids could actually kill any probiotics we are ingesting. So you will be outdoing all the good and the benefit you're putting in you by adding in a lot of sugar. So when you're picking out a yogurt, even if it is labeled with probiotics, make sure it doesn't have any added sugar to it. Make sure it doesn't have any added colorings. Of course, if you are able to get your probiotic sources from organic sources, and that even goes to supplements, so if supplements can get them from organic sources, then you're better off of ensuring you're getting a decent and safe amount of probiotics. So we really hope you enjoyed today's episode and you benefited from it, and we'll see you all next time.